So right behind me, we have a really classic JDM car, one of my personal favorites. You know I'm a big fan of JDM. It's gonna be an EVO 9, and we got the owner right here. I'm gonna go and ask him a few questions for you guys and show you what I'm passionate about. All right, man, what do we got here?
What's up, bro? We got EVO 9 here. It's an 05.
This thing is clean. How long have you had this for?
I've had it for about a year and maybe 2 months, I think, a year, 3 months.
Okay, and how is it? How is it in terms of reliability?
It's honestly like pretty reliable, bro.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know how to mod them right, but as long as you know how to mod them right, you find the right tuner, they should be a pretty good platform for you.
And in terms of modifications, what have you got done to it?
Not too much. It's a stock head, stock turbo, stock block, just full bolt-ons with the upgraded fuel pump and injectors for E85.
Let's check out the engine. Let's pop that open.
All right.
Okay, so we got the engine right here. This is pretty clean. I could tell you take care of this definitely.
Yeah, I cleaned it up a lot before. I powder coated the valve cover, powder coated a few things. It's still got work to do, but I mean it's getting there. So it's not too bad, you know.
So you mentioned you did own this for about a year.
Yeah, like a year and a few months.
When you purchased the car, what was done to it? Was it already like this, or you did some work to it yourself?
No, it was completely stock, like stock. I think it just had a catback. It was an HKS catback or something like that. But yeah, I did like from exhaust system to wheels to making sure the motor was healthy, maintenance-wise, everything was done. It's been pretty fun. But I still got a lot to go, so.
You probably had a headache trying to find the perfect EVO. Did you test drive a few of them before you came to the conclusion of this, or did you hit the gold with this one right away?
Nah, I mean, an EVO's always been my dream car since I was a little kid, so I did check out one, but most of them are pretty beat. I found this one last minute. He was actually local too, which is pretty crazy. It's still not the best shape, but I mean, for what I found it for, I think it was a pretty clean EVO. It had pretty low mileage for what it was, and so I just took the shot.
Now, I'm not gonna ask you what you paid for it, but what are these going for these days?
The highest I've seen with like mid mileage is maybe 35K, and then the lowest I've seen is like 30K.
Yeah, they're up there. How many miles has this got?
This one's got 131.
Yeah, in terms of these cars, 130s, nothing. I know they're pretty reliable. Obviously, it's gonna be all-wheel drive. Do you take this to the canyons ever?
Yeah, to cruise. I don't really beat the shit out of it. I mean, I want to take it to the track to see what it can do, but I really don't put my car at risk at the canyons.
Yeah,
you know?
but we all know it can handle it.
Yeah,
we all know it can do it. In terms of wheels, let's go ahead and focus on the wheels because oh, these are nice. Fitment's great. The gray on gray is great combo.
It took a while for me to find these specs. It took me like a few months. I was about to pull the trigger on some 18s, but on a stock body EVO, the 17s just look so much better. Yeah. The color combo, I was a little iffy about. I kind of wanted like a black. Yeah. But I like the brushed lip. Oh, yeah. And the pressed graphite, it just looks pretty good.
It comes with Brembos from factory, right?
Yeah, the Brembos come with the EVO from factory.
Okay, and the slotted rotors. Yeah, you did that, or was that?
Yeah, I put those on.
Okay.
Some like cheap rotors, but I want to get some two-piece later, you know?
Yeah, these are clean. In terms of tires, why did you choose these tires?
I actually hopped on these on OfferUp. They're pretty cheap, bro.
Yeah.
Like I got them.
They're popular.
I got them for like $400, and they don't make these anymore. They're like some like old Bridgestone ones, but they're pretty nice though. I like the meat look, you know.
Is this your daily?
No, this is not my daily. I was dailying it for a minute. It's dailyable, but right now I'm dailying an Integra. So.
Is the Integra manual or auto?
Oh, that one's a manual.
Okay, I was gonna say if you're not dailying this, it's probably because it's a manual, but that's not the case. You have another manual.
No, it's just because this pulls a lot of attention from the cops.
Really?
So it's kind of annoying. Like when it was stock, I got pulled over for an exhaust ticket and a license plate ticket, and so I was like, after that, I'm getting a daily, you know.
Awesome. I noticed the carbon hood. Was that done by you as well?
It came with the car. It was just super faded, so I had to re-clear it and then polished it. I got a ceramic coated though because it's starting to get faded again. But
Awesome.
for now, it looks good.
I want to take a look back here. One of the other beautiful angles. I don't think there's a ugly angle on this car, honestly.
Yeah.
So tail lights, those look a little bit different from the EVO 9. What do we got?
So these are EVO 7 tail lights. I really like these for some reason. I don't know why. I just like the red on the gray look. It looks really nice. I also just got the JDM rear because it had a USDM rear. That's why it's kind of mismatched because I repainted that as well. Because it was silver when I bought it off of the owner. But that's pretty much for the rear.
Awesome.
Nothing too much.
So one of the things I love about this EVO is it's a simple design. It's a timeless design. It's not going to age over time. Similar to my S2000, these cars, these Japanese JDM classics are just timeless in my opinion. They look great, especially when they're modified like this or even stock. One of the reasons why you should go ahead and buy a JDM car because the possibilities are endless. Let's go ahead and check out this interior. I could tell you definitely take care of this.
Clean it up pretty good here and there. It's kind of dirty right now, but it's a pretty stock interior though.
And we got the Recaro seats, of course, classic look. I noticed the Evolution MR rugs.
It's a MR. I don't have it in the back.
Oh, really?
I don't have it in the back, but it's an MR.
Okay, so I'm confusing. Okay, the EVO 10 MR is automatic, right?
Yeah, the
okay.
EVO 10 MR is automatic. The GSR is the manual one. But the MRs and the RSs, they all came in manual.
You prefer this over the EVO 10?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What are some of the differences that you don't like comparing it?
A big one's gonna be the motor, and then also, I don't know, just this one's a little more rowdy. The EVO 10's a little more comfortable.
So I have a specific question for you. So at the time when you were shopping around for this car, were you taking a look at other types of cars? Did you have anything else on your mind besides an EVO?
I wanted that's tough because I also wanted an M3, the E92. They all look the same to be honest, but I like the M3 because of the V8 in it. That's another one of my favorite cars.
This is probably more reliable though.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's a lot quicker too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another car that I wanted to grab.
In terms of maintenance, were there any issues with this car in the past year that you've had it?
No, honestly, I've not ran into one issue.
Okay.
When I bought the car, I had like some downpipe, but I took it off because it was like making it rev up higher than usual. But other than that, just doing fluids like transfer case, transmission, rear diff, doing your oil change.
Are you pretty familiar with getting your hands dirty? You know how to do most of those stuff?
Yeah, most of the things I did myself. The one thing I didn't do that I sent it out to one of my buddies up in Riverside. He did the timing belt on this thing and the water pump. Those are like major things for this car. When the clutch went out, I replaced the clutch too.
How much was that clutch?
It wasn't too expensive. I was gonna put a twin disc, but for the power goes that it has, nothing too crazy. It has a 6-buck in it. The transmission, I sent it out to get refreshed and rebuilt. Also not too crazy. They only put carbon synchros in it, so it's still like daily.
Yeah, the reason I do ask is my first car was an S2000. One of the major things that went out in it, I was getting to work, lowered the window on my passenger side, and all of a sudden I hear what seems to be like a baseball just get slammed across the window. It was a loud noise. That's how loud it was. It ended up beating the regulator.
Oh, okay.
And it's a pretty common thing to go out, but except there's an S2000, so they didn't have the parts readily available. That alone was $900 for a little regulator. Clutch went out. That was like $1,800.
Well, a pretty reliable car, no?
After that, reliable. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this beautiful JDM Classic. What do you hold for the future? What are you planning to do with it, or are you just gonna leave it how it is?
This year I actually plan on painting it or putting a big turbo, but probably big turbo because, the car looks too nice not like go fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
So yeah, either paint or big turbo. But for sure, this car is gonna get painted, redone from every bolt. And maybe like a sequential transmission, but most of I want to keep it like not too crazy.
Yeah, it looks great like this. I just want to thank you so much for your time to bringing it out here and showing us what the car is all about. And hearing you talk about your car, we got a pretty special car in front of us. I'll see you guys in the next video.